Welcome to Chapter 2 from the book Architectural Drafting and Design by Jeffers. I am your host, Professor Montoya, and I'll be reading this PowerPoint which talks about architectural drafting setup. Let's begin. This is a more of a generic discussion about setting up a drawing. There are more specific events that take place, of course, when you're doing Revit, and that's not this particular topic. But if you wanted to research it, I'll have more resources for you on how to load up Revit in particular. But we want to know, what is a set of architectural drawings? They provide the views and dimensions and specifications to build a home. All the information that you might expect to help many people on a team create a building. The title block contains many sheets. Sheet blocks identify information about the drawing and contain views and notes with different aspects about a home. Our drawing scale is important. Each drawing has a particular scale associated to it underneath the umbrella of the imperial measurement of the United States. The ratio of measuring units is expressed in proportion to the relationship between the drawing and full size. Scale and notation, usually noted on the drawing title block below the view differing in scale. Drawing scales. Hopefully you have mastered the art of using your scale. In this class, you may need to learn it. Scale notation selection. Drawing scale depends on the actual home or feature, the amount of detail that we want to show, and things have to fit on a sheet size or they won't work for us. The amount of dimensions and notes and common standard practice agreed upon by many users. Here's our architect scale. It represents feet and inches. Each increment is a foot, and each inch, represents a foot. Subdivisions of 12. Notations are shown as a portion of an inch equal 1 foot. So this foot is going to be equal, 1 inch is going to be 1 foot, and then each little subdivisions. There's 3 kinds of scales out there, so be sure you pick up the right one, and it will clearly say architect on it. The other one will say engineer, and you can actually look, the architect scale is shifting over, and it'll show fractions of an inch, whereas the engineering scale will go into metrics. That metric one is a civil engineer scale, and it's for large project site plans and maps, calibrated in multiples of 10. And here we can see some of the layouts for those kind of engineer scale. We're not going to focus too much on engineering, because we have our work cut out for us enough right now in the architect scale. But if you need to convert inches to millimeters, you can multiply the inches by 25.4. Lots of good formulas are in architecture to help you. Engineer scale. Now we come to sheet sizes, sheet format, title blocks, and borders. Title blocks are the lower right-hand corner of every professional drawing. Contains general information about the drawing and the drawing border. Thick lines around the entire sheet. Let's take a look. Here's that thick line they were just talking about, which is the border. This is the origin point when you have a digital page you're working on. You'll insert at a certain point. Starting from the bottom, the sheet number, the seal or signature. Architect seal goes here, client's name, and the project address. Information about who's touched this drawing, and the designer's logo. Some of these can be mixed. Not everything is a given, but that's the general layout. There are drafting sheets coming in standard sizes. I think we kind of focus on 18 by 24 or 24 by 36 because they're smaller, and we can print them out using our conventional printer, but you can go large as well. Back to the title block, there's a thing called zoning, and this is mostly for mechanical drawings. It could also be for your structural drawings. but it's a system of numbers along the top and bottom margins, letters along left and right margins, allows a drawing to be read like a map. So here are the numbers, letters will follow along the vertical. And so if you said A4, you can kind of go in the spot. So if you're working on a floor plan and you're talking to someone on the phone, you can both kind of zone in on the place that you need to. Sheet sizes, sheet format, title blocks, and borders. Architectural drafting title blocks are normally part of the CAD template file. Revit comes loaded with the preliminary, which like a basic title block, which you can modify, and we also have the UVU title block, which you'll be adding to your set. As mentioned, mostly found on all of these blocks is drawing number, company name, address, phone number, project client, drawing name, and scale. So all the information of who's who of these. And there's different sheet sizes, information found on all blocks. It's going to have the date. It's going to be, your name will be who it's drawn by and who it's checked by. These are legal definitions too, architect or designer, revisions, and if it's been touched by an engineer, they'll put their seal on it too. When you put your seal, both architects and engineering, you are legally signing off on that this is correct. So if something goes wrong, you can be sued or other. Sheet sizes, sheet format, title blocks, and borders. So here's a little abstract, just that cut-in piece. Two versions, just to show you that there's variety and artistic techniques that you can add to it. Here's structured form. That's pretty wild there with the swoops. And here's something more basic, 7-Eleven, and it has all the same types of information, but looks different. How will you share your drawings? Since we're making our digital Revit files, you're going to send them to me on Canvas, and I'm looking for them, or you can send me a PDF. There's a thing called Bluebeam, which the industry uses once you get out in the field. Kind of like just looking at a PDF, only it's a more glorified ability to search, zoom in, zoom out, and catalog. CAD drawings can be reproduced on paper, which is old style, but still out there, and especially on small jobs. Or if your contractor doesn't have technology, then you can always run off a print. Or if you need to store things and send things with a print, it still works. These can be made with a digital printer, and they are needed on a construction site, and that's usually where you go digital. I left this in there because it's kind of a nerd thing, but if you wanted to fold drawing specifically so you could have it on 8.5 by 11, this is the folding procedure, just to show you how much thought you can put into it. If you are interested in Bluebeam, you can start your Bluebeam free trial today. You don't need it for this class, and this is more for construction management and students. This is something you might want to work with to look at your own projects, but again, we're not getting to that level at this point. This concludes slide show for the chapter 2. Please go on to the next video.